Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So here we are with another LLM related video. So in this video, I wanted to talk about the new LLM giant from Google, that is Palm2. And this model was released on May 10 this year. So let's go through this and see what we can do with this, right? So these are the topics which I will be covering in this video. First, we will see how we can get the Palm2 API key for free and how you can apply and get the key within a single day. Then we will talk about the different types of Palm models and how the model was trained and what are the tasks for which it was optimized, right? Then we will set up our environment with Palm2 key configuration, like we will use the key that will be enabled for you, and using that key, you can set up this Palm2 Python API. Then we will select the correct model for the downstream task which we will be doing. So the task which we will be doing in this video is like text summarization, the sentiment extraction. So we will also ask, like, if it is telling us any sentiment for a particular text, what is the reasoning behind that? Then we will talk about topic extraction, the Python code generation, which is the results are quite promising and quite fascinating, which I have seen so far that I would like to share with you also. And also in the end, uh, this interesting feature where I will ask Palm2 to translate a Python code to R code. And let's see how it goes. Okay. So now let's start with how we can get the access key, right? So this is the document which you need to, at first you need to visit. So I will mention the link of this tutorial in the description of this video. And the code which I'm running inside a Kaggle notebook, but you can also run this code inside Google Colab also. So first you need to go to this location, and if you like go down, and you will come to a section where you need to click on this Palm API, and it will take you to a different page where you can click on this get your API key. And once you click on this, a new page will come up, and there you need to fill up your details and submit it for the approval. And within a single day, so I have received the key within a single day. So I believe you will also get it in a single day, and you will get an email from Google that your key is ready and you can start accessing it, right? So once you get that email, so now you go to this section, which is like makersuite.google.com. There you can get the API key, and you can just click on this and then copy this key, right? So once you copy this key, then you are ready to use it inside your code. So I would encourage you to just apply for in this link, and you will get the key within a single day, within the same day. Right. Okay. So this is all about like how you can get the Palm2 API key for free. And now let's talk about what are the different types of Palm models are there, right? So based on the size of the Palm2 models, currently what is there in the documentations are like there are 4 models which are available. Not all of them are available. The largest one, which you see like Unicorn, that is still not available to public use. And the Geeko one, which is the first one, which is kind of a very small model, and this is mainly a embedding model, and also it is mainly optimized for mobile devices, right? Then there is Otter, and then we have the third one, which is Bison. So in our code, in our demo, we will be using this Bison model. So this is the performance of this model is quite similar to ChatGPT, right? And now coming to how the model was trained. So from the release, when the Palm2 was released, it was mentioned that Palm2 was trained on 100 spoken languages and 20 programming languages. So these numbers were quite huge. And I am quite amazed by the number of spoken languages they have used to train the model. So it's optimized for multilingual tasks like translation and a few other tasks like code generation, because it was trained on 20 programming languages. And also it can do code translation also, like you can give a Python code and ask it to convert to a R code, right? So that I will show you how to do that using prompt. Then also it's good at doing math related work, and also it is good at doing the reasoning, like we will see one example where I will ask Palm2 to extract the sentiment from the text, and also I will ask it to come up with a reasoning. So this also works with reasoning, and also it was mentioned in the document that this reasoning is not only good at doing justification for an NLP task, it can do a reasoning on a mathematical problems also, right? Okay, now there is a new thing which is also released, like Met Palm 2, but it is released for a limited set of users that is mentioned. And this model is kind of specially trained on medical data and the biomedical text, right? And it can, in the video of this Met Palm 2, it has been said that it can replace doctors even, and it can do the job of a doctor, right? Um, Okay, so Palm2, how you can set up now coming to the setup part, right? So first of all, you need to install this library, which is Google Generative AI. So first of all, you need to install it, whether you are using Google Colab or Kaggle kernel, you have to first install it. Then once you install it, the first thing you need to make sure is that you have to, like, Palm2 is only available for certain countries, so you need to make sure that the kernel which you are using is belonging to a particular, or that IP is belonging to any of these countries. So to check that, what you can do is you can just check this IP info, and what you can see is, for me, it's this is the time zone, or this is the country which it's using, right? So country is US, and this is the time zone which my current kernel is using. So for this, you can just go and search in this URL. So I will also mention this URL in the description of this video, and you can make sure that this is in the list of this available region or countries, right? So once you make sure that, then what you can do is you can import this Google.generative AI as Palm2. So that I'm mentioning as Palm2, so you can name it as anything. So it's after that, you need to paste your key, which you copied from this section, right? So once you click on this get your API key, it will take you to a different page. And from there, you can get your specific key, or you can, like I already have created a key. So you can also create a new key using this command. Like you can build multiple projects and can have separate keys based on the different projects, right? So once you copy that, you need to paste it here. So for the security purpose, I'm not exposing my key here. So you need to just replace this part with your key. Now coming to the selection of model, right? So if you run this thing, like for I in palm2.list models, it will give you the list of models which are currently available. So this text is a bit hard to read. So I have written down here the different types of model which are available. So generally three types of model which is currently available with this, which is like Chat Bison, which is like chat optimized generative language model. And the task which it is specifically trained was for generate message and count message tokens, right? So it's generally to work with the messaging part, like what we generally use for Chat GPT, right? Then there is a text version of it, which is like Bison 001, which is the model is targeted for text generation, and it can do this specific task like generate text, count text tokens, and create tuned model, right? And you can see, like, also I have mentioned what are the input token and output token limitations for each of these models. So in case of text model, you can see the input token limit is quite high, that is 8196. And for Chat Bison model, the input token limit is 4096. But the output token limit is same for Chat Bison and Text Bison, right? So for this tutorial, I will be using this Text Bison 001. Maybe in separate video, I will try to explore what this Chat Bison model is and how the performance is compared to the Text Bison, right? And the third model is this embedding Geeko. So as I mentioned, like this is a small model which is specifically trained for generating the embedding, and also it is kind of optimized for mobile devices. Here, if you see, like, the input token limit is also small, which is 1024, and the output token limit is 1, because it's generating uh, embedding for each of the tokens, right? So once we have that, then we can select the model which is related to generation of text, right? So generate text is the supported generation methods related to the text bison, right? So here you can see, so I will just use this list comprehension to select that model. And once I have that model, I can access the model name doing this model 0.name. So then I will have the specific model, right, which I am trying to use for this tutorial. So once I have this model, then I can start writing prompts and start asking questions to Palm2, right? So for this example, I will do certain tasks like text summarization is one of the tasks. So here I am taking a text which is related to Amazon mobile review given by a user. So I will use that text and I will ask Palm2 to do a concise and meaningful summary. So let me write it meaningful. Yeah, meaningful summary of the below text in not more than 2 sentences, right? So once I run it, you'll see this is the concise summary of the whole text. And I feel like the summary is quite well written and it's quite meaningful with the text given, right? So the link of this notebook will be given in the description of this video, so you can go through this text and what this output is, and whether it's making sense or not, you can comment in the comment section of this video. Now, how we can pass this and generate the text, right? So what I am doing is palm2.generate text. I am passing the model which I have created, selected previously using this list comprehension method. Then I am passing the prompt which I am creating here. So in this prompt, I am also doing a string format and passing my text, which this text is nothing but the this text which is a Amazon mobile review given by a user. And also I'm saying that you do it with a temperature of 0.2. Now, what is this temperature, right? So if the temperature is very low, then the results are quite deterministic, right? If you run this prompt multiple times, it will give you the same output. But if you are using a higher temperature, the model is kind of creative in nature and it will give you different outputs in different runs, right? So once you run this, you will get this output, and using this output dot result, you can get the final output from this model, right? So this is the prompt, and this is actually the summary of my text, right? So the phone is not as described. It is cracked and does not charge. The customer wants a refund. So this is the crux of the review given by the user, and this is the summary of the user. So once I understood these things, right? So first I need to create a prompt. Then I need to do this generate text to get the output, and from the output using this dot result function, I can get the model output, right? So what I have done next is I have wrapped everything inside a function. So every time I will not do these things, and I will just pass my prompt along with temperature, and I will get the result using this get completion function, right? So then I am asking Palm2 to do a sentiment classification or extract the sentiment from the given text. And also I'm asking it to tell me the reasoning for your answer, right? What is the reason why you are saying the sentiment of this text is either positive or negative or whatever it is, right? So this is how the output is looking like. So I will read the output for you. The text is negative because the author is complaining about the phone and is requesting for a refund, right? So with this part of the text, it is telling you this is the reason for which I am telling you this review is in a negative sentiment, right? And I was quite amazed to see how fast the prompt is getting completed, right? So within this 2.92 millisecond, I am getting the full output, right? So I have tried the similar thing with Llama 2, but I have not seen this much of faster performance with Llama 2. So this is quite like promising from Palm2 to see the outputs in a very fast manner. Then in the next task, I am asking Palm2 to extract the key topics, which is from this text, which is a Amazon mobile review, right? So it is kind of giving you the topics inside this text. which is like phone is not charging, phone is cracked, and customer wants a refund. So these are the topics which was being the key topics which was given in the that particular review. Okay, then this fascinating part which I wanted to show you how well a single model is doing a lot of tasks for you. It's doing the text summarization, topic extraction, then also it can write Python code for you also, right? Which is not the case in case of Llama 2, right? So there is a separate model for Llama 2 code, which you need to use to generate the code, right? But with Palm 2, you can straight away use the single model to write code, right? So what I'm asking Palm 2 to do is, please write a Python code to extract maximum values from a list, right? So this is the prompt which I am passing inside this get completion. And I'm at first I'm using the temperature equals to 0, because if you remember, I have created this function. Here, the default value of my temperature is 0, right? So with that, I'm asking Palm2 to write a Python code, right? And you will see it's generating this code. It's creating a function and then writing this thing. And I believe this, with your understanding also, you will understand this code is not perfectly correct. It's using a max function, and it's kind of thinking the list which I'm passing to this method or this function would be a list of list, right? And then it's kind of collecting the maximum values from each of the list, and it uh, uh, starts appending to this max values empty list, right? So I believe this is not the correct output. So what I did next was I experimented with higher temperature value. So I have asked Palm2 to be a lot more creative while generating this particular Python program, and I have seen the result is absolutely fine, right? It's creating a Python function, and there it's in the first step, it's selecting the first element from the list, and it's assigning to the max value. Then it's looping through each of the elements of the list, and it's comparing this with the max value. So whenever the num is greater than the max value, it's like initializing the max value with the num, right? And in the end, it's returning the value. So it's not only kind of writing the code for you, it's also giving you an example, like it's has done a dry run for you and it's giving you the output. And this is quite fascinating from Palm2, that a single model is doing a lot of tasks for you. And in the last part of this video, which I wanted to do was translate a Python code to R. So this is a Python code which I have written, a function which does the work of to count the unique words in a particular sentence, right? So you see, this is a code which I have written. Then I am giving this code inside the prompt, and I'm asking Palm2 to please convert the following Python code to R code, and I'm giving what is the Python code which you need to work on, right? So this is how the prompt looks like. So please convert the following Python code to R code. Then in a new line, I'm giving indicator to tell Palm2 that the Python code starts from below. And with a new line, I'm giving the Python code, right? Then I'm passing this to the get completion, and I'm getting this result. And I'm not a R expert. It's been a long time when I have used R. So if you are a R expert, you can validate this function and let me know in the comment. But I feel that this is the correct one, because it's kind of creating it's doing a split, then it's kind of creating a dictionary and then assigning the values. So yeah, so this is how the output looks like. Okay, so yeah, this is all I have for this video. So I was quite fascinated with the result from Palm2, and it's looks quite promising. And not only it's doing the task for prompt completion, and also it's generating text, generating code, converting code from one language to another, which is quite fascinating to see. And all this is available for you to experiment in for free, right? And also the one of the advantage is like the codes are running very fast, like it's there is very less latency when it's completing the text, right? Or text completing the prompt. So I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe this channel. Thank you all. Thanks for your time.